Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people and my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Book in the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we go into the second show of 1989 from January 14th, 1989. We're talking some NWA Saturday Night on TBS. I'm sitting here with Doc and Hard Body Harper for another run through the NWA on Saturday Night. Doc, what's up, man? How you doing?
Must be great, dude.
Yeah.
Must be great.
Man, I'm never leaving the house.
Stop.
I have gotten good at this shit. Okay, and here's a shoot. I got to make a trip to the dentist on Friday. That will be the first time I have been in a building besides my house in over 2 months.
Jesus Christ.
Really?
For real.
Not me.
That's a shoot.
Nice. All right.
I'm like a damn bear. I can hibernate for the winter, pal.
You haven't gotten gas or anything?
Okay. So we've done a couple of drive-by birthday parties and stuff. I keep a tripometer on each tank of gas just to see how I'm doing on my mileage there, pal. And I can tell you that since the second week of March, I've driven 80 miles.
Oh, goddamn.
Man, you could take. It ain't hard to contact. It ain't hard to contact trace me, pal. I've been in the same spot, just wandering around this little plot of land. Now I will tell you this: once these sports get back online soon and we start being great again, it's a wrap. I don't ever have to leave.
All right.
Get us some basketball, finish the season, start up some baseball, finish up that soccer, and we're getting ready for some football practices.
And speaking of practicing, Harper has been doing a lot of practicing lately with lawnmower plugs. Harper, how you doing, man? Hanging in there?
I'm doing great, man. Sitting here living the dream.
How's the vroom vroom? How's the
doing
cranky?
Great.
Yeah, you still knocking that thing down or what?
Yeah.
You still balls deep in Browntown?
Balls to the wall. Remember that song?
Yeah, except.
Balls to the wall.
They were like a little rip-off German AC/DC.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Except?
Yeah, I had no clue. What do you want me to do? What do you want from me, pal?
It's the first of the month.
Yeah,
wake up.
Got my stimulus check.
I think it was my friend. My mom said this too at one point. I think it was my friend's mom was like, "Why are y'all listening to a song about welfare?" It's like, what? Oh yeah.
We live in Gentilly. What do you want us to do?
Yeah.
Living a dream, brother.
What happened to Dana Brooke's face?
I don't know. It's just, I don't understand. Bro, I could see if you were born with some
hair lip.
I don't know. Yeah, or like I don't know. Is it a deformity or something and you got it fixed, or if you were in a car wreck and you needed plastic surgery? But if there's nothing wrong, it's like if you buy a car and you get new tires on it and you drive on those tires for 2 days and you get new tires again. It's like you don't need it. You just got there. There is no wear on your tires.
Yeah, don't mess up your face. Use that on your tits.
Because then it's there forever. Because I mean, once you start fucking with that shit, there is no reversal. If you try to reverse it, you're gonna be like fucking Kenny Rogers
or Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, you're gonna look like a goddamn space alien from fucking X-Files.
Who's ever had facial plastic surgery that you go, that was an improvement?
Yeah, exactly. No one. It's not like a tit job or shit like that. It's just when you fuck with your face and there's no reason to, especially when you're in your 30s, stop. I guess they're just so fucking insecure, or I don't know, man. It's just there's just no need for that.
I feel like her and Charlotte Flair have frequent flyer cards. They get like miles or whatever.
Yeah.
At the plastic surgeon.
I'll never get the plastic surgery thing unless, like Harper said, you need it for.
I'm getting the sense that we're gonna have a classy episode the rest of the way coming up. We've talked about plastic surgery. We need to cover some death. Look out, folks.
I would never, bro. Like I would never get hair plugs. I would never get that. I would never. No.
You should get one on each ass cheek.
I'm with Harper. I will never get the plastic surgery that people get. I understand if you've had like an accident and
sure. Reconstructive surgery is different than cosmetic enhancement.
I haven't seen Dana Brooks' face though to see whatever the hell he's talking about.
Dude,
he made because when I heard this, that's the first thing I went and Googled her. I'm like, yeah, she looks like one of those fucking Bravo Channel broads.
One of those housewives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, she was an attractive girl. I don't know. I can remember in the early days that
I wouldn't kick her out the bed by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't needed.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, we're off to a hot running start here, boys.
So now let's just go keep around the horn and say R.I.P. Shad Gaspard.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Dude,
that does suck.
He got stuck in the fucking riptide.
Man, but you know what? He was a hero because he was yelling for the lifeguard to save his son. Because Mike would have been like, let that little motherfucker drown. I'm the menace.
It's nice, Doc. You're an asshole.
I'm just saying.
You got to swim sideways to get out of a riptide.
Every time I see the Street Profits, I think, boy, Crime Time did this better. That was a serious racist gimmick too.
It was, huh?
Crime Time?
Think about it, yeah.
I mean, it's a ripoff off of freaking In Living Color.
Yeah, but they were thieves.
Yeah, I know. That's what it was, a ripoff. At least I always saw it that way. It was a ripoff off of a skit they used to do on In Living Color with the God, what was their name? It was Damon Wayans and what's his name? But they would do that. They would do the whole skit. That every skit you saw Crime Time do, they did. But yeah, it was very much that. I mean, listen to their name, Crime Time. I mean, come on, man.
Hey, I'll be back in just a minute. Y'all pay proper tribute here to this. I got to step out. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. So, yeah, that was meant, dude. That's terrible.
Yeah,
he drowned.
It is. It makes me think. Why didn't fucking two lifeguards swim out or something? I don't know.
I don't know I haven't read the specifics, but it made me wonder. Like, was the lifeguard? Was he? He couldn't have been on a jet ski or anything. He must have been. He must have been swimming and had a flotation device, and could only get to the sun, and it must have only been one person, and he had to only have like one flotation device in that.
And the thing I'm thinking, bro, there's no way if he gave the kid the flotation device, how is he going to bring him back?
No, that's not.
That motherfucker was.
Who? Chad?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he must have like grabbed the kid and then using the I don't know what it's called, but there's a way like you'll
that fucking orange thing from fucking Baywatch.
Yeah, no, but I mean he had the kid and he's swimming and he's pulling him away with the flotation, and I'm sure that was a struggle in itself.
Yeah.
And then he was gonna come back because it was only one of him to go get Shad, and when he went back, you know, he was obviously gone. I don't know. I mean, like I don't think there's footage or anything of it all, but like I'm guessing that's what went down because you know we don't know anything else. At least at the time of us recording this on May 20th, we don't know it. But that sucks. That sucks big time.
That's sad.
It's terrible, man. He was 39, man. I mean, I think about that's like God, wasn't even 40 yet. That's young. All right. Well, I hate to move along, but to bring the show up, I want to give some shout outs. Shout out to our largest I can't even get it out. Shout out to our largest patron contributors monthly, Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Kyle Riley, and Mike Childry, and Joe Ice. Thank you for your generous support each and every month. And one new patron member this week, listener on Podbean, titled "I Want My $9.99 Back," signed up, and this listener is now a BTT Hall of Fame Patreon member. So thank you very much for signing up. He signed up on Podbean. Hey, if you make the move to Patreon, you get the video versions of these as well. But thank you. We appreciate you signing up, and welcome to the BTT Hall of Fame. If you're on Twitter, shoot me a tweet at Mike504Saints or at BTT_podcast with your Twitter handle, and I'll shout that out on air. Doc, are you back yet?
No.
Okay, so he must, I was hoping he'd be back so he could tell the story about his kid singing Zack Ryder's theme song and getting in trouble with his wife. And
whoa.
Something about some Hoskies. Yeah, it was really good. All right, so while Doc is filling in, I do have one other thing. He's going to talk about this, but I did want to shout out another 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. So if you've given us a review lately, we appreciate it. But this 5-star review, and of course now it's not coming up. Great. There it is.
God damn. All right.
By CHBG24. I think that's our buddy Craig Norman on Facebook, but I'm not 100% sure. He gave a 5-star review. It says, "Be great." And then Kenny Beiersdorf, he takes a shot at you. I don't know why. He says, "This Beiersdorf clown needs to go back to his meth trailer and let the real leader of the Docaholics reign." Okay, Craig, we appreciate that. Thanks for the 5-star review. But leave Kenny alone. He's a good man. And Kenny gave us the last 5-star review, so we appreciate that. There you go. So that's that.
What do we get with that?
We get a 5-star review. That's what we get with that. We get 5 whole stars on Apple Podcasts, Harper.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So if Doc's not back, Harper, I guess we'll just jump into this and then we'll get to whatever he's got. So, all right, here we go.
Shit's heating up, bro.
Shit's heating up. Shit is heating up big time. Whoa, I got to get the video version started. Hold on one second. Let me pull that shit up. Living the dream, brother. This is what happens when the host is not prepared, which I seem to not be right now, but I was hoping I had a little bit more time with Doc, but I guess not. And it's taking forever to pull up. But again, we're doing January the 14th, 1989. Harper, before I get this video thing launched, you want to elaborate on how it's heating up?
Well, you start off with a title match straight from Jump Street for the U.S. Heavyweight title with Barry versus Eddie Gilbert.
Yeah, they don't do an opening at all. They go straight to the ring with Tony Schiavone as the ring announcer. He announces Barry Windham versus Eddie Gilbert, and Barry is still the U.S. Heavyweight Champion. And boy, Barry was bumping his tail off for Eddie in this match. That clothesline at the very beginning from Gilbert was something else. You're right. They really are heating things up, man. They're jumping right into this episode this week.
Yeah,
we get some good stuff, man. What did you have from this, if anything?
I mean, this is great. You're gonna start off with a fucking great match like this, and I never even fucking realized all this time there's no ring announcing.
Oh, how they just go to the ring, huh?
Right. I was like, why is Tony Schiavone doing? I was like, fuck, they don't. they don't do this. And I was like, fuck, I never even fucking noticed that.
Because what they always do is, let's say Shivani's opening a show with JR, or if it was David Crockett or whoever through the years, he would open the show, and maybe there's a promo that somebody walks out, cut a promo, and then from there, it's, all right, let's go to the ring for our first match. And all they do is show the graphic of who's going to be in the first match, and that's it. They never had, like, nobody ever ring announces. So, yeah, it does kind of like, you're like, wait, all this time they didn't have no ring announcer? And here you go, you get a ring announcer. It's very much it's kind of weird when you think about it, because we don't even think about the fact that we didn't have anybody announcing in the studio, or ring announcing is what I mean. But no, this was something else, man. I mean, this match starts off, like I said, you'll watch it if you see it on the video version that the Patreon members can get at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. But Eddie Gilbert, for a little bitty guy, man, he's kind of bumping the hell out of Barry. In the beginning of this thing, man. I just was highly entertained by that.
Yes, I thought great. I love their strikes.
Oh, man. Again, and so I had a note. Can you imagine if this match right here was in front of one of those live crowds that we saw in 86 and 87 when they'd go to the smoke-filled arenas? And I mean, it's great, but God, I can only imagine if it was in one of the arenas. Like, look at that right there. Did you see that bump Barry took for Gilbert?
Yeah.
Shit. About midway through this thing, Flair comes down to ringside, and he's monitoring the situation. And I thought JR was great on commentary explaining that Flair would only be down here if he was really worried. And I think that there is something to that. Do you have any thoughts on that, Harper?
No.
All right. After going about 12 minutes or so, Flair interferes, jumps Gilbert. Flair and Wyndham end up beating down Gilbert, and they leave him laid out in the ring. Any thoughts on how they did the finish here? You gotta figure, Harper, they weren't gonna give anything away.
Yeah,
they were just gonna. They were gonna kind of.
I was waiting for JJ to get in there or something, and there goes Rick for the rescue.
Yeah, you had to figure they weren't gonna give anything away. I mean, it's not like
what's
they're
up?
not gonna. Oh, look who's back!
Hey, it's what happens when you have a 65-year-old black man that mows your grass and you're buddies with him, but then Mrs. Duck doesn't like the way he cuts the grass today for the first time in 4 years, and he came back over because he's my buddy, and explained to me what he had done, which makes good sense.
Why do you have to point out that he's a black man?
He's trying to prove he's not racist.
Yeah, I have
you sound like the typical white person that's like, shit, I ain't racist. I done had 6 black people in my house this year. Motherfucker, if you know how many black folks been in your house, you racist like a mother.
Between you and him, I figured I'm covered.
Jesus Christ.
When the race war comes out, I have a couple of places to go. So I had, you know how it is when you have to navigate that kind of thing and be like, look, hold on. So, we're talking about Gilbert and Wyndham here, huh?
Yeah.
Hey man, this was a much better match than anything we saw last week in a recap. I was excited.
Yeah.
Hey, could you go back to 4 minutes and 10 seconds for me?
You came at the right time because I was literally about to wrap up the match. 4 minutes and what, 10?
Yeah, I always liked that head scissors escape right there. I always thought that was a good move. You know who was really good at that? Kevin Von Erich.
He was all right.
Look, he stayed in on his head. I love that. That's a nice little move there.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed, and I don't know why it struck me in this match, but these are two, would you say, very upper mid-card performers?
Very upper.
Very upper.
Yeah.
They're borderline. They're upper. Well, Barry's upper, if you ask me.
How many tattoos? How many tattoos do you see there?
0.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why do you say that's weird?
You ever seen Aleister Black?
What the hell's that got to do with this?
And those guys today are just like super tats, and these guys don't have any.
I mean, that's the world now.
Yeah, that's the world.
That's the world now.
I'm going to go outside and yell at some clouds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Doc, keep going. What do you have? Harper and I were really about to wrap up this match, but
that's
some
okay.
Good stuff.
Did we get a superplex somewhere in there?
Somewhere. I don't have the time.
That's a big move for studio. I was afraid they were going to hit the lights like Rick did a few months ago.
When he kicked the feet on it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I when I got back, I heard Harper saying, Rick comes out because, they weren't going to let it go to a finish. But is it weird in '89 for the world champ to come out and interfere in a studio match?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it could be weird, but I understand because JR explained it well. He said, Flair wouldn't be down here unless he was worried, which, that makes sense.
That part makes sense, but and then here's something that really bothered me. Tony at some point says, well, this is because Rick had slapped Eddie earlier. Oh, shit, they're messing with the order of the show, right?
Who's they? Goddamn pal pronouns.
The WWE.
I don't know. I can look on I have the actual footage from when it aired. So I'd have to look at it. I don't know. Maybe they're just airing it out of sequence. That's entirely possible.
Oh yeah, that's true, huh?
Because I don't think so, Doc. I mean, they literally went straight to this. Like the opening happened, and we hear the music, and then we're in the ring waiting on Tony to announce it. So I just think they aired it out of order. I don't think that company we're talking about fudged with it.
Okay. The other thing I liked in this match is that Eddie Gilbert's not that big of a guy, but I didn't notice it in the match too much because he wrestled big.
Well, yeah, he's Gilbert. He ain't putting up with no bull.
Well, not everybody does that.
He wrestled big, and Eddie's a little dude, but he wrestled big. What else you got, Doc?
Good match, man. I had fun with this.
I told Harper, imagine if this was 86 or 87 and we were in one of those smoke-filled arenas.
Jesus Christ, that'd have been dripped in sweat.
Yeah, the crowd be going fucking crazy.
I mean, y'all remember that stuff? Like,
how could I forget?
Yeah, shit was great, man. With the rock and roll.
Oh, that Rock and Roll Express and Ole and Arn match. Jesus Lord. Those people were just amazing.
Get them, Rick.
It's really crazy to think that Arn and Tully are never going to be back together on our screen.
Not true.
No?
Not true.
Oh.
90, Ole is back for a short time with Arn.
I said Arn and Tully.
Together. Oh. You see?
I thought you said Ole and Arn.
This is so difficult to work with.
God damn.
I thought you said Ole and Arn.
This is like wrestling. We need to help each other. Maybe you could help, go up for the moves.
Okay, Mr. Blown Spot.
Instead of dead weight.
That's nice. All right, so Rick interferes in this. They went about 12 minutes before Rick interfered. And when Flair interfered and jumped Gilbert, Flair and Wyndham beat down Gilbert, and they leave him laid out. Remember that. They left poor old Eddie laid out. And, Doc, anything else before we go to JJ's promo?
No, I think we're ready.
All right, so let's hear. Let me tell y'all something. Enjoy it, because JJ's not long for this promotion.
Jesus.
So.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, too. It's about him to hit the road.
Got to get Hiro Matsuda in here.
It's about to happen. It ain't too much further off. So let's hear what JJ's got to say.
Okay, sign to the U.S. champion. JJ, you've led some very unprovoked attacks and some dastardly acts on a lot of people. This is uncalled for. How do you justify this?
I justify it because I have a very busy schedule handling all the commitments of the World Heavyweight Champion. I have a very busy schedule handling all the commitments of the United States Heavyweight Champion. And week in and week out, this so-called hot stuff Eddie Gilbert keeps coming out issuing challenges, eating up valuable television time, and frankly, I got bigger and better things to take care of. I don't have time to mess with him. And now, from what I see, he's no longer going to be a problem, and you can just add his name to the list along with Dusty Rhodes, Bam Bam Bigelow, Lex Luger, Sting, and a bunch of other losers that we have taken care of.
This is a man that would obviously not go down at all to Barry Windham, and they're coming. They're so arrogant that they want to talk about it. They just want to smile and gloat and walk off. Fans, Magnum TA will be talking to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, when we come back.
All right, Doc, any thoughts on J.J. Dillon?
JJ's a busy man. He didn't have time for this. He's spending his whole day negotiating with Connecticut.
Harper, your thoughts?
Yeah, he don't got time to deal with these little shitheads like fucking Eddie Gilbert.
Fucking turd.
That's nice.
Go back to Memphis, bro.
Come on.
Broski.
All right. Any thoughts before we keep going?
Well, it's on in the ring now, pal.
Yeah, look at that. Here we go.
Well, would you look at what we have here? We have Michael P.S. Hayes, no surprise, versus our old friend from Smoky Mountain Wrestling, the most ridiculous, Paul Lee. Not Paul E., Paul Lee, as in L-E-E. This crowd was on fire cheering for Hayes, enjoying his beatdown. But, Doc, your thoughts on this shit?
Why is he moonwalking in 1989?
Shut up.
I bet he's moonwalking in 2020.
Yeah.
With his stupid-looking suits that he wears.
Hey.
Oh.
Have some respect.
Paul Lee.
That guy used to just continually wear out his tailbone, missing those
fucking leg drops. Yeah.
Do y'all remember those stupid spots? He would do the whole Ric Flair thing in those Smoky Mountain matches, and we would just die laughing like, look at this clown. And like, here's the thing. Right here, he's nowhere near as ridiculous as he is in Smoky.
No. He's just a normal guy.
Yeah. He's just an enhancement talent with baby blue tights on right now.
So, Michael Hayes, he got a special perm? Is that what that is?
Why do you call it a special perm?
I don't know. His hair looks frizzier than normal.
He may have been banging in the back and got all sweaty. Who knows?
What?
What?
We're here to do a job, not do a bunch of banging, okay?
Says the guy who says that Stan was getting his swerve on in the back. You know, look at this move right now. Watch Hayes wiggle his hips after he plants Paulie. Dude, why are you wiggling your hips like that to a man?
Oh. Hey.
Man, it's a damn dick dancer parade in the NWA these days.
Who do you think was better, him or Stan?
Or Bobby Fulton.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Bobby Fulton. Fuck, that's true, huh?
Wait a minute. Harper asked the question, who is better, Hayes or Stan with the dick dancing? Definitely Stan.
It's hard to go against Stan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Like, how do you go against Stan, especially nowadays, knowing all the stories you know?
That was one of the best Patreon episodes ever when me, you, and Bobby did the top 5 rat bangers of all time, and we had the same top 3.
That's very true. Like, amazing. And Bobby...
And we figured it was going to happen that way, so we started at 1 and went to 5 instead of starting at 5 and going to 1.
I didn't remember that. It's on YouTube, though. I posted that show on YouTube. If anybody out there, because I have no clue what episode it was on years ago, but it is on YouTube if you want to go to our YouTube channel. tinyurl.com/BTT YouTube, and you can find it there. Doc, any other thoughts on Michael Hayes and Paul Lee? Not Nature Boy Paul Lee at this time, just Paul Lee.
No, I mean, here's the thing. He's kind of ridiculous and he's a little dated here, but man, Michael Hayes is just a force. He is charismatic. He's the guy we need.
Yeah, I like having a guy like him in the territory.
Yeah, I was glad to see him show up.
Hell yeah, and it was something new. I mean, he was probably tired of tag teaming with Steve Do It To It Cox down in Dallas for no money.
Wait till you see. I posted it on Twitter a couple weeks back. I was like scanning some of the episodes that are coming up. And I stumbled across a promo with Hayes and JYD, and I can't wait till we get to it.
Why?
They're making fun of Japanese people. It is
nice.
It's so terrible.
They're our friends now that we've put all of our problems behind us.
It's so bad they had they silenced what Hayes said, but you can read his lips and figure it out.
I know what he said.
What is it?
It's a term they used to use during World War II, but now it's like frowned upon.
Yeah, but he goes further than that.
Oh
no!
But it's funny.
Like the eye?
No,
you shouldn't go.
You'll
further
see
than that.
when you see it. You're gonna. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but it is Harper is gonna. Y'all are gonna lose your minds. Y'all gonna be like, "What the?"
There's nothing worse than racism in the real world, and there's nothing better than racism in wrestling.
It's the worst, man. It's like, and then the thing is like, so you got Hayes, who's a white man. You got JYD, who's an African American man. And actually, what JYD does is worse than Hayes. But we'll get to it. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, let's go to Michael Hayes now. He's got something to say after his match.
That's Tony Schiavone, indeed. A very exciting team in the making here. Michael P.S. Hayes and a Junkyard Dog. We talked about the dog. Here we'll be in St. Louis this Friday night to go for the big money and Nature Boy Ric Flair.
This is down in the valley deep. There sat a bad monkey sitting at the dog's feet. But every dog needs a bone to chew on, and I have found myself a bigger bone. But the thing that's beating my mind more than anything else is the United States Heavyweight Tag Team Championship around the Devil's Waist and that mean, nasty Steve, Dr. Death Wade. But Hayes, somebody got to fly.
Talk to him, dog. Guess what? Trouble's back in town, baby. That's right. Michael P.S. Hayes, the showstopper. Nothing sexier, nothing hotter. And I'm back, and people are wondering, why would the dog and Michael Hayes team up? They set attendance records with the most brutal feud ever in the South. Well, that's for us to find out, because we already know that's how you going to find out. And understand this, now Dr. Death is a big, bad machine. But machine is the key word here, because a machine cannot adapt, and it cannot change a game plan. That's why you run by that evil mind, Kevin Sullivan. But you look in these eyes right here, Jack, you ain't looking at no choir boy. But you remember this, when you talk about dog, you talk about PS, heaven don't want us, and hell's afraid we'll take over. Now, right now you've got the United States title. It doesn't mean we don't want the World Tag Team title, but we ain't going nowhere. I'm perched with the dog right here at home in Atlanta, Georgia. There you go. I am the Freebird, and this is the dog. And like I said on the day I was born, the nurses all gathered round.
What did they say?
They gazed in wild wonderment at the joy they had found.
Yeah.
The head nurse spoke up.
Yeah.
She said, leave that one alone.
Oh,
She could tell right then I was bad to the bone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back right after this.
Heaven don't want us, and hell's afraid we'll take over. Jesus Christ.
What a
Harper,
lie.
we talked about this a few months ago on some show. I don't remember if it was Smokey or here. Not this promo, but that line. Harper, what'd you think about this?
That used to be a bumper sticker in like every truck stop or gas station. I remember a friend of mine I remember they used to have like those fucking blue light posters.
Yeah.
With like, fucking heavy metal or like a dragon or some shit. He had one of those on his wall. It was a Grim Reaper. and it said that.
Classy.
Yeah, real classy.
I think when we talked about it a couple months back, because somebody said it or something, and I don't remember if it was Smokey or here, Steven Jaworski cranked one off and posted either a poster or a T-shirt with that line. I was like,
yeah.
So the minute I heard it again, I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Heaven don't want us, and hell's afraid we'll take over. The day I was born, the nurse said, leave that one alone.
Why? Tell him, baby.
Yeah, and then Dog is the hype man. You tell him, Mike. Yeah. Every dog needs a bone to chew on. Oh, my God.
Where's Ivan?
God, imagine them two with fucking Ivan. That would just be like, what the fuck?
Well, a minute ago it was Russia and the dog, and now it's the Freebirds and the dog.
It's a lot better.
Yeah, but what's going on?
What's going on is everything was not airtight, brother.
Everything was airtight.
Oh, now we got Randy Hogan in the ring and Mike Collins versus Dr. Death and Kevin Sullivan. And Randy Hogan was just dropped on his neck on the top rope. Doc, any other thoughts on what's going on here?
Does Rotundo have a water bottle here?
Yeah. Yes. One of them. They got one in a corner.
Did it say rat squirt on it?
It had something on it.
I thought it said rat squirt.
No, it didn't.
Maybe that was their special, their secret ingredient. Their special sauce is that they drink rat squirt before the match.
Oh.
Well, you've been there. How was it?
Rat squirt?
Yeah, you were banging one of your rats and she squirted on you. How did that taste?
It's a little tangy.
Right. So
it tastes like crab boil.
Right. So it's kind of like the pickle juice for the football players.
Crab boil. Wow.
Right, Mike?
I don't know what you're talking about. Crab boil does not taste like rat juice, but whatever.
Imagine some old wrestlers coming out there with rat squirt in their bottle.
It says something, but I can't see it. It's one of those old. It's one of those old football gimmicks.
Yeah,
football
I swear it's
just
rat squirt.
Dude, now I want to
zoom in on it.
You can't. It's
Why not?
too small.
That guy does not want to get in the ring with
Watch, this is going to be a long show tonight, I can tell. Watch this guy when he gets tagged.
He's like,
God damn it. Okay, now? Oh, yeah, okay.
The guy his name is Mike Collins. I don't remember seeing him before.
And now he goes to the Woe.
The Trio Woe.
This move is no joke, by the way.
No, that's not that bad.
Yeah, because all he's doing is just putting his hip into him. Is not.
Depends if you're Mike Collins or Chris Benoit banging his wife.
Come on, you see?
What is wrong with you?
What? I'll never know how he allowed that to go on.
Who allowed what?
Did you watch that retirement match when they had that?
Oh, the match with Sullivan and Benoit?
Yes.
When they slammed his head in the bathroom stall?
Yes.
That was phenomenal.
They beat the piss out of each other.
That's great. We need to do a watch along with that. They whooped each other's asses.
They whipped each other's asses.
Do you know what match we were talking about, Harper? It was during the Monday Night Wars. Yeah. Sullivan and Benoit had this basically a brawl. I mean, they went all around the arena. They went in the stall, and was it Benoit that slammed the door on Sullivan's head, Doc?
No, it was Sullivan.
It was the other way around?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know how you can't gimmick that. That shit look like it.
Boing!
Okay, hold on. I'm about to get a zoom in on that bottle. Give me 1 second. Just give me a second.
I bet it says rat squirt.
Go, what do y'all have from the promo? Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna give me a second.
My note was, does that say rat squirt?
All right, hold up.
Well, we're waiting now.
Well, the thing is, I'm gonna have to put it into I'm going to have to put it into a PowerPoint and then blow up the image.
Jesus Christ. I don't come here for PowerPoints. I'm trying to get away from
You get enough of that at work, brother?
I'm trying to get away from that. This is my escape.
So, with the promo, Steiner, they called Steiner a kleptomaniac, and then Sullivan is nuts calling out the Road Warriors. That was like my note. Because he called out the Road Warriors, and I'm like, bruh, you might not want to do that. That might not be the angle you want to work here.
Man, I watched that Dark Side of the Ring. I'm calling them sir.
Road Warriors?
Yes.
Okay, it does not say...
What's it say?
Rat Squirt. It says Gritty something.
Gritty's Rat Squirt.
No, it's Gritty. The top says Gritty, and then the on the bottom it says something else. Definitely doesn't say Rat Squirt though.
I think it does.
I mean, y'all can see it right there. Look at it.
I can't. It's so tiny.
Is it? Oh, okay. We finally breaking the news after all these years. It's so tiny. Gritty something. Anyway, okay, we'll keep moving. So after Sullivan, Rotunda, and Dr. Death, we get a match. The Road Warriors defeat Dale Laperouse and Mike Jackson. God, Dale Laperouse is destroyed with the finisher.
Yeah.
Holy
shit. He took it good.
Yeah, he took it good. And this is one of those 1985, 1986 callbacks to the Road Warriors just running into the ring and just beating some ass. Doc, any thoughts?
Well, we didn't get the run to the ring or the...
That's true.
It doesn't take long.
This poor guy. Here it comes.
He's so string bean too.
Yeah.
Very linky. He doesn't have any definition.
It'd be the guy in football that you say he runs too up and down. Oh, look at him. He's just, oh no, he got flipped over for the 180.
Yeah. And that's that.
Well.
What about the Road Warriors promo, Doc? What do you have from that?
I actually thought it was decent, and I thought Ellering was good.
Yeah, let me go to it.
And if Ellering is good, you probably need to listen to it, because it doesn't happen very often.
Well, yeah, Steven Jaworski usually fast forwards through that. Here it is.
Team champions, as you know, gentlemen, the number one contenders, always the U.S. Tag Team Champions. I'm sure you heard Kevin Sullivan out here issuing a challenge to you gentlemen to put up these belts.
Tony Schiavone!
Look at what Ellering's wearing.
Kevin Sullivan, Steve Williams! You gotta be kidding me! I think you're joking! I don't think you even got the nerve to sign a contract. Tell him, Hawk. Tony Schiavone! You know, you don't gotta be crazy to wrestle, but it sure helps a lot. But in your case, Kevin Sullivan, crazy's not gonna help you. It's gonna be a deterrent. Something bad for you, something good for us. Because when we're done, we'll snack on Sullivan, we'll dine on Doc, and dead men will never have made money. Tell 'em, animal. You know something, Tony Schiavone? What other thing we got going on here? Like I said before, in the United States, we didn't seem to be able to trust anybody. Our other partner went did some sting of cherry for some sniveling brats, and he wasn't there to defend our six-man title. The other guy had to hog all the action, come in there, show everybody he's a big superstar. The heck with the United States. We went to Japan, and we found the biggest, baddest partner we could find to be our six-man champion, and his name is Tenryu, one of the most feared men in Japan. One thing the Japanese are known for is their respect and their loyalty, and if he's gonna be loyal to us, he's gonna kick butt with us. Tell him, Hawk. Precious Paul, manager to manager, what do you got to say to Kevin Sullivan?
Well, Hawk, I think Kevin Sullivan provides for everybody a unique perspective on the human condition. That's what you do, Kevin Sullivan. You are an indignant slob, a pugnacious infidel, and you opened your big mouth and you better keep it shut.
And he's dumb, too.
So an announcement here that Tenryu teaming up with the Road Warriors to become the World Six-Man Champs. Still to come in our second hour, Mike Rotunda and Rick Steiner for the World TV title. Don't you dare go away.
I mean, they've been supposed to name a third member of their team, so it's finally happened. What the hell is Paul?
Do you think Tenryu resonated with the people?
No.
Sure. I don't know. I mean, he didn't resonate with me at that time, but I took what they said for what it's worth and was like, okay, he must be a badass. I mean, if they're going to sign, like, think about it. If the Road Warriors are going to say this guy is legit, then I'm going to believe him.
Why y'all hating on Paul, man? He was all right there. He called him.
I'm not hating on him. What the hell's he wearing?
Safari clothes.
Yeah, his fucking Panama Jack outfit.
Look at him. The hat, man. The hat sets it off.
Motherfucker looks like he's down at the fucking log ride at Six Flags and shit.
What's wrong with you?
What?
He's over there popping himself. He's laughing at his own joke.
I'm a funny motherfucker.
Sure you are. All right, what other thoughts on the Warriors right there, Doc?
Man, can you imagine the match with them and Sullivan and Dr. Death?
You're going to get to see it.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get their ass whipped.
I just don't. Yeah. It seems in this whole episode, people are shooting promos on people that you wouldn't think they would be shooting promos on.
Airtight, brother.
So are they faces again?
Well,
they just said they don't like America, so
that's nice.
I think this is just Mike's opinion on it. Obviously, in my opinion, I just think like, okay, they did the thing. Okay, with Dusty, and Dusty got spiked, and then Dusty's now leaving. I think like they just realized, man, these dudes, they're just not heels. Like, we can't boo them. So like, I think right now though they're still trying to be heels, even though they're about to go up against the Varsity Club. And I just think over time, like in the next few weeks and month or whatever, how they have this feud with the Varsity Club, they just like TBS realize like nobody's gonna boo these dudes, even when they say they hate Americans. Like nobody's gonna boo them. But not gonna happen.
But to Harper's point, who's booking this shit and letting all this go on?
Yeah, and then I mean later on, Larry Zbyszko shoots a promo on Flair for some fucking reason.
Man, it is a wild west.
So
the money Mark bought the promotion, we can do whatever we want.
No. Yeah. I think this is the time period, and Corny's talked about this a bunch of times. I think this is the time period where Jimmy Crockett took over as a maintenance booker. Like that's Corny's words, not mine. And this is before I think George Scott started booking. So like I think like we're in the in-between period right here where
if that's the case, then Jimmy Crockett has as much booking potential as he does charisma.
Oh.
Well, Corny said that. Like and Crockett even said it. He's like, Jimmy, I'm not a booker, but I think he was like the maintenance booker at this time. If I'm getting my timeline right, that's what I think is going on.
And then even here, when fucking Eddie comes out, Flair's like, who you gonna bring in? The Road Warriors? They're all friends. I'm like, yeah, really? When did that fucking happen?
Well, let's go to what Harper's talking about right now. Here that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say right now that what you did was so disgusting and very, very unbecoming of a champion.
Yeah, what I did is go out there and have the best match possible with what I had in the ring. Now, if you don't like that, that's tough. Because when I did a Starrcade, I went out and did what I said. I beat Bam Bam Bigelow. I said I was going to go out here and beat Eddie Gilbert, and that's exactly what I did. Right, Chip?
Why did you get in the ring, may I ask, please?
I can't figure out either. I'm wearing a $1,200 silk custom-made suit. Why'd I get in the ring? Because I'm in that frame of mind. You know what? It's a new year. It's a new year for Ted Turner. It's a new year for the National Wrestling Alliance. And that means, it's a new year for the champions in this great sport. And for the mastermind that makes it go round and round, we're going to make this the biggest and best year ever for the 4 horsemen, whether you like it or
I don't have anybody with me.
Let me handle this. What's your problem?
I just want to say this first. If you want to wrestle one-on-one, I respect that. You're the world heavyweight champion. You're the U.S. heavyweight champion. You guys want to fight two-on-one? That's when I got to go call somebody. And I went and called somebody. And I've already discussed this with the Turner people. I've already discussed this with Mr. Crockett's people. And I just want to ask you to do one thing for me, sir. I want you to just look at one of these cameras and agree that next week, right here on the Superstation, you with you will wrestle me and my partner that I just made a phone call.
Got a lot of nerve. Okay? You've either got to be awful tough or awful stupid. And I saw you earlier today, and you didn't look so tough. And you got to be awful stupid to walk out here. That's the world heavyweight champion, United States champion. Now you tell me you already called somebody?
I've already got him. It's lined up. All you've got to do is say yes.
And there's somebody willing to jump into your mess kit with what you already got involved in.
My partner.
He wants to wrestle us. You want to wrestle us?
Yeah, right
there.
Right there.
Who you got? Dusty Rhodes? We already beat him.
Luger's out.
Luger's out. We've already established that the Road Warriors are our friends. And Bam Bam Bigelow, he just kicked his You got somebody.
I've got somebody. All you got to do is say yes. Y'all are so confident. Just say yes.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sick and tired of looking at you, okay? I'm really sick and tired of looking at you. And I got more important things to do. So I will give you a verbal commitment. You're talking about next week. I'll give you a verbal commitment next week. Anybody who won't accept Luger, and you got your match.
Right.
And maybe we've seen the last of you, finally.
Thank you. You guys are for the biggest surprise of your life. Well, I hope that you'll keep your word. I hope that you'll look in the camera and keep your word this time.
I always keep my word. Who could he possibly get? You think I look worried? Eddie Gilbert. Who would even...
Well, I hope that we take this seriously. You're not taking this seriously at all, are you?
I'll tell you what. You know, for a moment, there was a little humorous injection into this whole thing. But the bottom line is, anybody that's fool enough to walk out here and get in my face and get in Barry Windham's face after what we just did to him is a real man. And I'm going to give you a due, Gilbert. If you're man enough to bring somebody out here next week, you got the match. Plan on it. But this time, you and your partner won't walk out of that ring. Bet on it. No holds barred, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, there you hear it. We'll talk more about that in the program. And now let's go up to Paul E. Dangerously.
I mean, this does lead to the most memorable thing in 1989. But,
yeah,
you know, Harper, I hear you when you say Flair's going, who you got, the Road Warriors? They're our friends. So, Harper, what are your thoughts on this promo?
When he said that, I'm like, no, they're not. No. Then I was like, oh, okay. Well, must be when it happens. So I was about to watch the next episode just to watch it, but it was like 4 a.m. last night. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to bed.
4 a.m. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, I woke up at 5.
Oh yeah.
Yes, up at 5.
Well, I was watching this and killing some Rolling Rocks.
Doc, he lives in a different world, doesn't he?
Quarantine life, brother.
Different universe.
I gotta stay safe.
What?
I have to stay safe.
How is pounding ass unprotected part of that plan?
Oh, look at fake news.
That absolutely proves my point.
Okay. Doc, your thoughts on that promo from Barry, JJ, and Ric Flair right there with Eddie Gilbert running in?
I thought Rick kind of saved it all at the end by going, okay, there was some levity, but, I'll put it over. If you're man enough and that's stupid to come out here, we'll take it seriously. And I thought that part was good, but it's about to pop off in the promotion, pal.
Yeah. I mean, this is how they introduce a big part of 1989.
Something.
Yeah.
Is there anybody listening that doesn't know who we're talking about?
I'm going to assume there's nobody listening that wouldn't know, but you never know. I mean, there are actually...
We call it straight down the middle and like it's happening when it's happening, so we can't give it away.
Yeah.
Fucking Van Hammer.
Shut up.
Van Hammer. Paul Lee's Midnight Express defeat Trent Knight and Bob Emery. Doc, anything from this?
I don't think so.
Harper, what about you?
I mean, these guys are good and enhancement talent.
They're only interesting to me if they're fighting Corny's Midnight Express.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you heard me. I didn't stutter, dick.
Okay. Well, let's go to Paul Lee after the match. Him and his Midnight Express are out there. I think Paul Lee's got something to say. Here it is.
Fans, we're back here with Paul E. Dangerously and the original Midnight Express. And quite obviously, I would assume that because of recent developments, that is the reason you're so happy, almost to the point of being a little crazy.
Tommy Edwards is the producer of this show, or the director of this show, and he has a film. Tommy, I watched the monitor right here. Play the film so everybody at home can see what we did. I'm looking at the monitor. There it is. Now watch what happens. You see, Jim Cornette is such a fool. He thinks that he's going to get his hands on Paulie Dangerously, and my two men are going to let him do it. Well, watch what happens when you mess with Loverboy Dennison, Ravishing Randy. Watch what happens when you play one-upmanship with the Midnight Express. That's what happens, Jim Cornette. Just like you did a couple of years ago to a broad whose name I ain't going to mention on national television. I did it to you again. Everything you've done, I can do better, Jimmy. You see, I went up on you, man. You said that nobody could take the name of the Midnight Express, and everybody recognizes Loverboy Dennison, Ravishing Randy as the Midnight Express. You came out here for years with a tennis racket, and you say you're the best manager in the business, and now all the magazines say that I'm the best manager in the business. You see, Jimmy, the score is 1-0. But let's set the record straight right now. You're still in the NWA. You're still coming out here on national television. You're still running your yapper like your mama never taught you to shut up. So let me tell you something. I'm not going to come out here and say, Jimmy Cornette, that I'm going to put you in a grave, because that's taking things a little too far. But I will tell you this. When it comes to careers, I'm obsessed with your demise. And one of us has got to go, because this town ain't big enough for the both of us, my man. So when it comes to careers, you think it's over when I leave. And I think it's over when I spit on your career's grave. You're out of the NWA. I promise you.
All right, fans, we'll talk to Jim Cornette and see his team in action. But right now, let's go back up to the ring.
Doc, what are your thoughts on Paul Lee and his Midnight Express right there?
I really like that line. I'm obsessed with your demise.
I thought that was that same thing.
I thought that was good. And he's keeping it. Look who's out now. He's keeping it fresh. I mean, he's refreshing his old team, the Diffies back there.
All right, yeah. I like that line too. Harper, anything?
Man, Paul Lee's good, huh?
He's all right.
I would love to. I like watching him and Jim duel with the promos. And it sucks it's going to come to an end.
Why does anything have to come to an end?
I know, huh?
Well, they're going to duel for a while longer, but it just will be without one of the Midnights. Yeah, it'll be without one of the Midnights. They're going to duel though. Even after that the one Midnight team is gone, they're still going to duel on the mic. Just that one of them will have a different team. No spoilers here, brother. Everything's very tight. Okay. Any other thoughts, Harper?
Nah. Just he's just really good at his fucking job.
Yeah, Paulie is very good. All right. We go to Larry Zbyszko and Al Perez with Gary Hart, and Abdullah is at ringside. They defeat George South and Curtis Thompson. There's Larry Zbyszko and his Western States Heritage title, Harper.
That's right. There it is, baby.
Any thoughts on this 5-star classic?
I mean, he's still the champ. I forgot about Larry. I thought he left the fucking promotion.
They stick these two together every year around this time. Or every now and then they put them in a tag match. Oh, boy. Man, everything was airtight, brother. Doc, your thoughts?
And Abdullah's running around the outside. That made me nervous.
It made me nervous, too.
Can you imagine being like a Boy Scout and you go to the wrestling that day and you're sitting there and now Abdullah's 10 feet from you? Get the man! I'd have been I'd have been like, where's the door?
Yeah.
Please show me the door. All right. No other thoughts, Doc?
No.
What did y'all think of this promo that's coming up?
Man, what the hell?
I guess that means play it. Here it is.
It'd be very difficult for Gary Hart not only to have to pay attention to the match, but had to control Abdullah the Butcher a couple times. But I want to ask you a question. Rumors circulate, as you know, in the NWA all the time, and these two men certainly worthy of going after Ric Flair in the World Heavyweight title. The scuttlebutt is that they have put pressure on you because of your close alliance to James J. Dillon to break that off and sign world title matches for them. Did they put pressure on you?
They put tremendous pressure on me, and I believe they've got every right to put that pressure. I was letting them down. I wasn't going after you, Ricky, because of my association with Jimmy Dillon. Now, I want to make it perfectly clear. I have the utmost respect for you as a wrestling champion. I think that you are probably, without a doubt, the greatest champion to ever wear the NWA title. You have held that belt 5 different times. But now it's time, Ricky, to try for 6. Because let me tell you something. Al Perez is the greatest piece of work that has come along in the wrestling since young Ric Flair. You talk about yourself being a 60-minute man. Well, if that's true, he's a 90-minute man. You have wrestled some great people, and you have gotten by. But let me tell you something, Flair, and let me tell you something, J.J. Dillon. If you get your nose in the match that's coming up in Florida with Al Perez against you, Ric Flair, I promise you, Dillon, you will receive a personal visit from none other than the chief boogeyman, Abdullah himself, the Butcher. So if you want to play in my ballpark, Dillon, you're in a lot of trouble. You have wrestled the best. You think. Now you're going to get the best. Perez and Sabisco.
Let me just say something quick. Because 1980, I retired one legend. 1987, I retired another legend. And Flair, you're the one that I want to retire the most. Because you're just like I am. You're the cream of the crop like I am. We're the best of the best. And in 1989, 14 glorious years, Giovanni, Larry Zbyszko's going to be the heavyweight champion of the world.
All right, fans, Dick Murdoch still to come and more action right after this time out.
I love Gary Hart, but Gary Hart calling JJ Jimmy and Ricky, and then Gary Hart claiming Al Perez is the greatest piece of work since a young Ric Flair. Okay. Doc, your thoughts?
I always liked it when he called him Ric Flair because it's all like I'm a little too familiar with everybody. And how did I get that, connotation? I thought Gary Hart was great. What is Zbyszko doing?
Don't get too used to him.
No.
Well, who's gonna get the Western Heritage belt next?
Don't get too used to him.
He goes to AWA, right?
Don't get too used to him. I really don't remember what he does at that. I just don't.
I think he was their last champion.
I just don't remember. What I'm saying is I don't remember him doing. I don't remember him on a lot of Saturday nights around this time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not remembering it. But yeah, don't get too used to him. But Harper, any thoughts on Gary Hart?
I mean, I was just wondering why the fuck's Larry pissed at Flair.
Yeah.
He says he's going to be the next world champion.
Yeah.
Sure thing, Jack.
He's the living legend.
The living legend. I like Zbyszko. He's a funny dude if you ever listen to him on shoot interviews and whatnot. But all right, we'll keep going. We got Dick Murdoch, who defeats Eddie Sweat. Boy, Dick Murdoch just shows up every now and then, and here he is, and he defeats Eddie Sweat. Doc, anything from it?
So Dick Murdoch's back.
Yeah.
You know how it is with Dick.
Jesus, man. Was he off selling Coors Light for a while?
Probably.
Is he a baby face or a heel?
Well, why? Why would you even ask that question?
Well, I don't think anybody
details.
I don't think anybody could even know that.
Does it matter?
I guess not. Fuck it.
I mean, he's been in a million. He's been in a million times on Saturday Night, and sometimes he's a heel, sometimes he's a face. And one thing's for certain: he never sticks around for long. But Harper, you got anything from Murdoch?
No, I'm like, okay, it's Dick Murdoch. I guess I'll see him. He's like, fucking Haley's Comet.
Comes in for his cup of coffee.
Yeah, then he leaves.
Yeah. Well, I tell you who's not a cup of coffee. It's Missy right here. Interviewing
What's up,
Ric
girl?
God, Missy.
I heard she's been interacting with the show on social media.
Well, I tagged her in that tweet.
You tagged her. We're trying to get Harper to do that.
Tagged her in the tweet. Tagged her in the tweet with her and Humperdinck.
Tagged her in the tweet. That sounds awful.
And she responded, or I said, "Hey, Missy," and she said, "I was okay sometime." I said, "Oh, Missy, we love you."
She's all the way live all the time until
she responded to us though.
And that's some of that shit girls do. I was okay, bitch. She knew she was.
Wait. You calling Missy out of her name?
No, I'm just saying.
You saying in general?
Yeah, she knew right there in that green dress. She was all the way live.
Man,
I guess she was all the way live from all the way back. But imagine her in high school.
How old's Missy right here, Doc? You looked it up last week. You remember?
Man, she's 69 years old.
No, right here. Doc, look it up, and then we'll talk about it after the promo.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Flair and Missy. Missy, if you're listening, we love you.
Man, so much. I want to.
Here it is. Here's Missy and Rick.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And besides being sexier than Don Johnson and Sylvester Stallone combined, he is the world's heavyweight champion. Now, Rick, a lot of people are saying that at Starrcade that you cheated against Lex Luger to keep your belt. And, I know that Ric Flair wouldn't cheat, now would you?
Well, Missy, you have to know from the bottom of your heart that Ric Flair is not capable of cheating. Ric Flair is not the kind of athlete that would go out in that ring and do anything but wrestle to the best of his ability.
Well, as we just saw there, you picked up a chair and you're about to hit Lex on the leg with it.
Well, Missy, let me explain something to you. In the heat of the battle, every once in a while, things get carried away. And as you can see right here, Rick has nothing in the ring illegal right now. All Ric Flair is doing is administering one of the worst beatings in the history of Lex Luger's career. And as you can see, Luger's leg just wasn't strong enough to support the massive bulk of Ric Flair.
Yeah, but I just saw you put your feet on the ropes.
Those ropes to keep my balance, that's all. Ric Flair beat Lex Luger clean as clean can be.
Well, now you're going around and telling everybody, well, I'm not going to wrestle Lex Luger anymore. And, I mean, Lex Luger's a worthy to go up against your belt. I mean, are you
scared? The golden Adonis. Lex Luger is the people's choice. Let's put it on the line, Missy. He's the golden Adonis. He's the man that everybody picked to dethrone Ric Flair from his World's Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. But Luger, you can't style and you can't profile. You're not riding in limousines. You're not flying in jet airplanes. And you can't have any woman in the world you want just like that, pal, because you're not Ric Flair. And I don't care what it costs me. I don't care what I got to give Ted Turner, what I've got to pay my attorneys. You have had your last match with the world's heavyweight wrestling champion. You understand that? Sit down, grasp it. And for all you hundreds of thousands of people that thought it would happen again, it won't. It's over. Luger has had his last shot at Ric Flair. That means you will never wrestle for the world's title again as long as I'm champion. Now, Missy, That isn't too hard to understand, is it? Ric Flair, Ted Turner. I'm the man that brought Moses Malone to Atlanta. I'm the greatest athlete alive. I am Missy a kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, limousine riding, woo, jet flying, son of a gun. They call, woo, the nature boy.
Man.
She's in love. She's starting to hydrate down there.
Missy, I looked it up during the promo. She's 28 right there.
Damn, I didn't think she was that old.
No, she's 25.
No, she's not.
She's 25 there.
She was born in 63, Doc. That would make her 28. Right there.
Come on, Doc. Is that
She's
true?
born at the end of 63. Anyway.
That would make her 25.
They'll make her 25.
That's right. I'm doing the math wrong.
You see? He's a fucking doctor. You got an associate's degree. Fuck.
And I was just, I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice about it, not show you up, but I mean,
I looked at it and I messed that one up.
I think we're starting to see why it took Mike 20 years to get out of college.
Carry that one, motherfucker. Carry the one.
It was probably 23 years. You just can't count.
I finished the math early on, man. What are you talking about? I got that done quickly. I took algebra and I took what was my second math? God damn it. Statistics. Anyway.
Okay. Sounds horrible.
It does. It was terrible. Anyway. All right. Thoughts on Ric Flair right there, Doc?
Man, he brought Moses Malone to Atlanta. That's a key accomplishment.
He's the world champion.
I loved it when he was like, I would never cheat. And he's carrying the chair.
Yeah, that was funny.
He said, I am not capable of cheating.
As he's carrying a chair.
Are you talking about your wife or wives or your opponent, Rick?
That is phenomenal.
I'm just asking. Missy was in a trance. What did you have from this, Harper?
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Fake news.
Fake news. He was fake news in it. Any other thoughts, Harper?
No. I was just glad to see Missy.
Me too. We love you, Missy. Come on the show sometime and chat it up with us. Doc, anything else before we keep going to the Midnight Express here?
What are the chances that he and her did things soon?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not speculating on that. I'm not speculating on that.
We need to have Missy on the show to tell us.
When did she marry Eddie Gilbert?
When did they get married?
What's that got to do with anything?
Come on, man.
You see, you're talking about me. I think she married Eddie before this. I think they're already married as the.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah. Actually, I think they're. I don't remember how long they stayed married, but I think, yeah, they're married here, I believe. Anyway, okay. We'll keep going. Jim Cornette. Midnight Express defeat Keith Steinborn and Gary Royal. Cornette yaps on commentary and tells us that the rumors of his demise are unfounded. I'm about to show it here. Stan hits his wiggle mid-match with the ladies in the crowd just loving it. It's coming up right here. Just give him a second. Dick dancing.
God.
Yeah.
He's got a whole routine with a...
Dude.
He's calling a sexy false start.
Let me ask y'all a question. He does this weekly almost. Does it ever get old?
No.
No.
Look, here it comes. Dick.
Oh, Stan.
Jesus Christ, it's phenomenal.
You know, in some Motel 6 in some small shipwater town, back at the hotel room, he tried to get Jimmy to do one of those.
Come on, Jimmy. Jimmy, come here. Let me show you. Just wiggle your hips and do the thing with your arms. Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. Jimmy's like, Stan, shut the fuck. Leave me alone. I'm eating my pizza and potato chips. I got my diet Sprite. My whole pizza. Goddamn. Leave me the fuck alone, Stan.
For real.
You know that's how it went down.
Of
I mean,
course.
I'm not saying anything he hadn't said. He's
No.
like talking about. He always talks about going back to the hotel room and get his pizza. Oh boy. Anyway. But any other thoughts on this match, Doc?
I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Corny does say on commentary that Condrey is so sick he reads the obituary to his kids, and Paulie is so horrible when you have a kid like him, it will make your mother tie their tubes, alluding to Paulie's mom tying her tubes. Look at Stan. He does another wiggle right here. I just caught it.
He's happy with himself there. He got 5 from Corny.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I hope Corny washed that hand afterwards. You don't know where that shit's been.
That's nice. Speaking of Corny, I believe this is the last promo we'll play from this episode. Let's go to Corny now. He's got something to say, and this is a good one. Here it is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on Superstation TBS, and earlier I had the non-privilege of speaking or listening to Paul E. Dangerously, and I want to say I try to really remain objective out here. Well, but I can't. On that subject, I shouldn't. He's getting under my skin, and these people as well.
You know, they say, Jim Cornette, you're a problem child. Wish I had 5 cents for every time I heard that. From school teachers, from my relatives, from my mother. Jim Cornette, you're a problem child. Stan Lane, when he was in grade school, he got Valentine's cards from his teachers. Stan Lane was a problem child. Bob Eaton used to run around Huntsville, Alabama with a band of hoodlums till all hours of the night. Bob Eaton was a problem child. We've always done things our way. We're hard-headed. We get it done. We do it our way, and we stay on top because we're good. But now Paulie Dangerously comes out here. He wants to play the Midnight Express game. He wants to act like a horse's rear end. I wrote a book on that a long time ago. And most of all, Paulie Dangerously wants to get rid of Jim Cornette. You got a little VTR? Go ahead and show the VTR. He can show one, I can too. Starcade 88. We won the match, and we had the moment of glory ripped from us because that little punk, while I was trying to get a hold of him, Condrey and Rose got me from behind and dusted us off real good. Paulie, you think we're back in the Old West, and you're the cocky young punk that's going to come and take the old aging gunfighter and blow him away and be the new fastest gun in the West. Well, let me tell you something, Paulie, and you get this through your head. For one thing, I'm 27 years old. I ain't ready for the rest home yet. For another thing, for every one time that cocky young punk blew that old gunfighter away and became the fastest gun in the West, there were 1,000 snotty-nosed punks that got that snotty nose blowed straight off their face and got a one-way ticket to Boot Hill. And Paulie, that's what you are. You're a snotty-nosed punk managing a cheap imitation tag team that beautiful Bobby and Sweet Stan are going to take care of. And Paulie, you want to show down with me, brother? You want to play the Midnight Express game with me? Well, we'll play. But just remember, I wrote the rule book, and the rules say the game ain't over until I win. They're going to take care of your team. You're up to me. And Paulie, you show down with me. You're going to turn into the shakiest gun in the West, pal.
Yeah,
so, pal. When Stan was in grade school, he got Valentine's cards from his teachers. Harper, did you take that as Stan was banging his teachers?
Yeah.
That's nice.
He's got a bad. He's hot for the teacher.
No. Teacher's hot for him.
I got my pencil.
Give me something to write on, man.
Yeah. Where's that from?
I don't know, but I know that song you just sang.
Yeah.
She got it bad. She's hot for teacher. He got it so bad. He's hot for teacher. But it's the other way around. Teacher's actually hot for him.
so cold. I read about your lessons. It's also cold.
Okay.
I know about this school.
Can we get back to the promo? Please.
I'm just thinking about 1984 when Stan was banging and Van Halen was the best rock and roll band in the world. They were my first favorite band.
Yeah.
I was a little bit young for Kiss to be right in that era, and Van Halen just swooped in and they were Ric Flair, man.
Yeah. That shit was hot, bro. Jumping on that shit.
Might as well jump. Go ahead, jump.
Look at you.
Gotta know. I don't know what the hell. I'm just reciting something that feels like it's playing in my head.
That's pretty good for you.
That's all right.
It's really the best we could have hoped for out of you.
Personally, I like, welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
That was a couple of waves later, dude.
Yeah, that was like
make you bleed.
That was like 4 years
Damn.
later.
You got to go from like Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin over to Kiss and Aerosmith, over to Van Halen, then a whole bunch of bands that try to sound like Led Zeppelin with poofy hair, and then
Stairway to Heaven. Think I know that. Huh?
Remember Kingdom Come?
No.
No.
Oh. Get It On? What about Badlands?
Badlands.
Jake E. Lee was in that band? They all, man, all of a sudden you don't know hair metal. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Sitting over there with your Bang Tango records.
Can we talk about how Stan is banging teachers and how, like, in 2020, if that line would have been thrown out, like, the whole promotion would have been canceled?
I just took that as a given that he was banging his teachers.
So what grade is he banging these teachers in?
All of them.
All of them?
Oh, my God. Freshman Stan.
To fucking
kindergarten?
being a senior. Yeah.
Kindergarten? Wow. Okay. I'm just amazed by that. Okay. All right. Doc, Corny is 27 years old right now at this moment.
Okay. Actually, I think he's in his 50s, but...
No, I mean 1989.
God, Mike, you're so dumb.
I know, man. I'm just dumb. All right.
Well, we can't trust you to calculate any more ages.
Dude,
so.
I was messed up on that Missy one. I can't lie.
I like it, too, because you were trying to make me look dumb.
I know. I made myself look like an idiot, but you know what? Unlike you, I can admit when I'm wrong. You're always wrong, but never admit it.
Well, the next time I'm wrong, I'll admit it.
Look at that meme.
What?
What?
When you're eating whipped cream off your wife's asshole and your kid walks in and asks for juice.
Come on.
Is that how it is?
No.
Well, Doc doesn't use whipped cream. He uses peanut butter, so it's slightly different.
How would you know that?
Yes, you told me once. Oh. We don't like the whipped cream. We like the peanut butter.
Come on, man.
I like to get my sensible proteins in.
Yeah.
That's nice. All right. So
it's a good lean protein, right?
Any other thoughts on Jim Cornette
you want to do creamy, though. You don't want to do crunchy because you might get a mistake back there. You know?
Oh, stop.
Doc, any other thoughts on Cornette's promo?
No.
All right. Harper, anything from you?
No.
So then we go to a pretty big match on this week's episode. We have another big match with Rick Steiner versus Mike Rotunda for the NWA World TV title. This was another match where the fans were into it in the arena. It would have been even better if they were in like one of the buildings in 86, 87. We've seen a few of these on this episode. You know, the first match we kicked it off, but after a good 10 minutes, of course, we get another run-in like we had in the first match with Gilbert and Wyndham. This time we get Dr. Death running in. The bell rings. We get a DQ. Then they assist Rotunda with a pile driver onto Steiner. Sullivan tries to steal Steiner's dog. The dog looks a little terrified. JYD and Hayes end up coming out and saving Steiner and his dog. Doc, any thoughts on this match? They went a while, but you knew you weren't going to get a clean finish as we rewatch this.
Man, these guys were in some ways the unsung heroes of Starrcade.
Yeah, for real.
Steiner just keeps coming, man. And Rotunda's no slouch, obviously. Man, Steiner throws a Steiner lines that are just savage.
Did you see it? Go back to the very beginning of this match. Right at the very beginning. Watch the clothesline Mike Rotunda gives him.
Did they do a super kick after the bell?
No.
Okay.
This is the very beginning, like when Steiner's coming out.
It's like right when the bell rings.
Okay. This is coming up then. God, I love that TV title.
Mm-hmm.
What's that Florida belt? I got to bring up old shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Tony's making the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Making the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
From Syracuse, New York. Home of the Orange Men.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Jim Brown.
Look at Steiner out there with the kids.
With the Bama guy.
Yeah, with the Bama guy and
what a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
It must come right after this, Harper.
Okay.
Come on.
Shut up, Doc.
You shut up, dick.
All right, here it is. Now they're formally starting this thing. Man, Steiner's built here too, man. He's
built.
Just looks great.
And Sullivan throws the damn step at it. Oh, God.
Damn. And Thunder just clubs him. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that
Left-handed.
clothesline.
And I kept waiting to see if it gave him a receipt, but I didn't see it.
Nah, I just think that's just two guys working hard, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were friends, so I mean, I'm sure, it wasn't. But that was stiff, Harper.
Well, these guys are going to make it look good.
He laid it in, man. Look, they got out there. Look, I know this was a good match. I mean, you weren't going to get a clean finish. You knew that, but it was a good match.
Yeah.
And they got out there and worked their tails off. And I thought this was, it's not the last match of the episode, but I thought it was somewhat of the ending match because after this we get Luger and Sting versus Agent Steel and Bob Holliday. But that was, which is a snooze fest. I won't even cover it. But this match was good. Doc, what did you have from it?
Man, we started hot. We're ending hot. I got no complaints.
None.
Physicality with personal issues. Gee.
Well, and it's
what
a TV match, and the TV title's on the line like we used to do a lot back in the day. I remember 85, 86, and so now we're defending the TV title on TV. I like it. Good stuff. Good stuff. This should have been the finish of the episode. Can we agree on that?
Oh, yeah. No shit, man.
No doubt.
Like I said, at the end, they get the whole thing. Dr. Death comes out. It's a DQ. Steiner wins because of the DQ. And then they pile drive Steiner, and Sullivan tries to steal Steiner's dog, and the dog is just terrified. JYD and Hayes have to come out. So all that goes down. But it should have been the end. But after, like I said, the next match, they get Luger and Sting, who defeat Agent Steel and Bob Holliday. And then they have a Luger and Sting promo, and this Lex repeats how he had Flair beat the last two times at the Bash and at Starrcade, and JR mentions Butch Reed is coming in, and that's how they go off air. That was it. Doc, did you have any other thoughts as that's how they went off air?
Butch Reed, dude.
Yeah, Butch Reed.
When they mentioned him, and that's the one thing that popped in my head. Well, where the fuck's Ron Simmons at?
He's coming back soon.
Yeah, buddy.
But this is January. There's still 3-4 months. There's a ways off from Doom happening, though.
Yeah.
So, like, he's Simmons is coming back in a while, and then, Reed is coming in, but, we got a little bit before we get Doom, which that'll be fun. And that's how this week's episode of Saturday Night on TBS from January 14th, 1989 ends. We do need to rate this thing, and we need to hand out a couple of Rolexes. Before we do so, I want to remind you, and please consider becoming a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. We've done a bunch of live streams since this quarantine thing started, and as of this recording, you have already heard the next live stream we're doing, where, what are we talking, Doc? The top 5 candies?
Yeah.
Man, that sounds silly, but if it's anything like the top 5 cereals, it'll be well worth it.
Totally agree.
We learned that Harper has a second superpower on top of knowing what kind of cars people drive, is that he's aware of every cereal that was manufactured in the 1980s.
Fucking know what I did today?
Uh-oh.
I sent off the little 2 proof of purchases for a fucking Captain Crunch figure.
Doc, you got to comment. Come on, have something for us here. This is great.
I don't know what to say. You're going to stuff it up your girl's ass?
Come on.
Grow up.
Make sure you tie a string to his feet.
So I can pull him out. Like in Aliens. I mean, like in Poltergeist. Where they got the rope around them. They gotta pull him out.
It's going to come out covered in that same jelly.
They throw the tennis balls in there. And
What's wrong with y'all? This
like Crunch.
All started because we wanted to rate cereals. Now you see what's going to happen on the candy. Can you imagine what's going to happen on the candies? He's going to be like, I like Tootsie Rolls because I shove them up there and they come out warm.
And they have an extra dark coating on them when they come out.
This one's extra salty. It tastes like copper.
It tastes like pennies.
It tastes like pennies.
Tastes like pennies. Oh, my God. Oh.
There you go. Become a patron.
Become a patron.
So.
tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. We've been doing these live streams, but even if you can't make it to the live streams, all of that content goes up to where you can download it as an audio version as well. Again, it's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Great way to support this show and get tons of extra content. Thank you very much for your patron out there. We appreciate it. And then also don't forget to use our Amazon referral link at tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. If you're shopping online on Amazon, please use that link. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, side pieces, whatever you have in your life. Give it to family members. tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. Great way to support us without spending anything extra. If you're already shopping on Amazon, it helps out the show tremendously. Now, let's rate this one. Hey, I'll go first. This was a solid A. I like this show. We got 2 big matches. We had some good promos. We found out Stan was banging all of his teachers from kindergarten to 12th grade. I thought this was some good stuff. I mean, there's definitely some holes in the booking, as we saw. But, yeah, it was fine. I'm giving it an A. Doc, what are you giving it?
I'm actually going A+.
Wow.
There's new people coming in, too. I like that.
Okay. Harper, what are you rating it?
I'll give it an A. We had the fucking title match to start shit off. You had Steiner and Mike Rotunda for that title. We saw fucking P.S. Hayes show up.
Yeah, buddy.
We had 2 big matches. The Rotunda and Steiner match and Wyndham and Gilbert match. I don't think you can, sleep on them. I mean, we got 2 big matches in the studio. I mean, I know we've had plenty of times when we've had 1, but to get 2 plus the good promos we had, nothing was earth shattering, but it's still good stuff. All right, Doc, who are you giving your Rolex to?
Lots of potentials here, but I'm going to go with Heaven Don't Want Us and Hell's Afraid We'll Take Over. Give me Michael Hayes.
Jesus Christ. Harper, who you gonna give yours to?
I am motherfucking Eddie Gilbert. because he
I didn't
came out.
expect that, but I can see.
Yeah,
it.
because I know what's happening next week.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about this. It's hard to watch this not knowing what's happening next week, so it makes what he said. You know, because like you sitting there watching '89, like, huh, what? And then
because I saw this last night. I was like, okay, here we go. Next week is it.
Next week is it, and it goes on for half the year.
Yeah.
I mean, that feud we're talking about that lights up next week. I mean, your half the year is going to be that. And good Lord, yeah, it's that. All right. My Rolex. For no other reason than the fact that he popped me with that stupid line, "Heaven don't want us and hell's afraid we'll take over." I got to give it to Hayes. That line is so stupid. I popped, and I got to give it to him. So there you go. I thought about giving it to Stan for the 2 wiggles in the match. I don't know. That always gets me too, but there you go. So that's who's getting mine. But good stuff. Very good episode overall. I think we were all pleased with it. Unlike the recap show last week, right, Doc?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. All right, before we get out of here, I want to mention a couple of things. One, shout out to Mike Pruitt and JV who do the ECW show on our Patreon feed. They just hit 1 year of ECW episodes, and they're getting into some good stuff on ECW now. And so thank you, Mike. Thank you, JV, for all of your work on the ECW show. Also, check them out. Check out their show, The Bottom Line Cast, as well. And check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT, slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. Thanks, Joe and Quinn, for all your plugs. Give them a listen. Give the Bottom Line Cast a listen. They support us. Please support them. All right, Doc, anything else you want to mention? I mentioned what you and I talked about earlier about the 5-star Apple Podcast gimmick. I mentioned that. Yeah. But I know you had run off. Did you want to bring that up now, or you want to save it for next week?
No, that's all. I don't have anything to say. I like it when people fight for my attention.
That's nice.
Is this our birthday show?
Is it?
It's a good question. So technically, this is the last show that will air in May of 2020. The first show debuted June 2nd of 2015. So next week technically would be our birthday show of 5 years. So
I'm gonna wear my birthday suit to record in.
You gonna sit there butt naked in your lazy boy? You think Mrs. Doc will give you a little action like Harper?
Come on, man!
I'm just waiting for this. I'm just waiting for Missy's segment so I can do a little.
In all seriousness, next week is a phenomenal, thing. 5 years, bro. 5 years of this shit.
5 fucking years.
How many wrestlers have tried to get out 5 weeks of podcasting and failed?
5 weeks? I mean, how many make it a year? 2, maybe 3, before they start regurgitating old shit.
God damn.
Austin.
He's still putting out shows.
Recap, like old ones?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Years, bro. 5 years. Not many make it. It's been a fun ride, but we'll talk more about that next week, right, Doc?
Sure.
The Mud Show Podcast. Wow.
The muddiest of mud.
Muddiest of mud. Good Lord. Maybe we'll talk. Doc, remember that time that person got mad, or a couple people got mad at you when you said the Smoky Mountains were going to catch on fire because of the fires that were breaking out, or when you said we needed to light the Smoky Mountains on fire, you didn't literally mean they would catch on fire. And that was back when people were figuring out that we were just kind of like crazy, and they were like, "Huh, I'm so offended that you'd bring that up."
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Lighting the Smoky Mountains on fire?
No.
And then they literally lit on fire?
All I know is that we're done with Smoky Mountains.
Well, technically not, because it hasn't aired yet, but we did finish last Friday.
I'm technically done, pal.
I am technically done too. Well, I'm not technically done. I have to post the shows, but I believe I've got them all edited at this point.
Let me just tell you, the people out there, we have recorded episode 200. We poured out a 40 on the ground, went back to sleep.
Yeah.
Poured out a 40. What kind of 40s do you have? A Mickey or what?
Oh, I love those Mickeys.
I bet you do. All right, Doc. Anything else before we get out of here?
Let's get the fuck on.
Harper, what about you?
Let's roll.
All right, Harp, hit the tagline. Take us home.
Book it, bitch.